Hunters Woods Elementary School. I'm Linda Goldberg, the principal. I see you've already met Murray the Mustang, our school mascot. Let's go up to the library where some sixth graders are doing something that I think you might be interested in. Did you have any trouble finding us? We're one of 5 schools in Reston, and we had our 21st anniversary celebration last year in 1989, and this is a poster that the students had created in honor of this event. We have 530 students at Hunters Woods, ranging in age from Head Start through kindergarten. Our library is the hub of the instructional program, and most of our classrooms are located directly off of the library. I'd like to introduce you now to our librarian. This is Linda Ferguson, our school librarian. She also sponsors our daily TV show, WHW. Linda?
Thank you, and welcome to WHW Channel 6 here at Hunters Woods School. This is our television station. It's a program run entirely by the 6th graders. We do it live every day. All the 6th graders who want to take part in WHW, who want to have a turn serving on a team, sign up at the beginning of the year. And there's room to fit in new students as well. Each team has 5 students and 2 directors who serve. The 2 directors serve all through the year. The 5 students change every 3 weeks. Every day, each student learns a new job. One day, one student would be anchor 1. The next day, that student moves to anchor 2, then to working the camera, then to working the VCR and the television, all the power. And then we have a person who also takes a turn telling everyone in school to turn their TVs on and checking the school time. Our weather person is any student in school, not necessarily a 6th grader, but any student who would like to come on television and share that day's weather. The weather people sign up for, about 2 weeks, and they come on and do the weather. Our directors are also available for substituting in case any of our team members are absent that day. They're a great help in training each student on their new job, since each one, theoretically, is learning a new job that day.
Thank you, Jenna. Thank you, and have a nice day. Okay, that's a wrap. Now let's get the next crew on.
We will be shooting another video in the next few minutes. I'd like to invite you to stay and watch if you'd like.
Hello, I am Patrick McGrath.
And I'm Latoya Richardson, and we're from WHW Channel 6. And today we want to show you some of the things that we think make Hunters Woods a special school.
We'll take you to a kindergarten class where they use computers to make learning fun.
We'll find out how computers are used to link kids in our 5th grade classes with other classrooms across the country.
We'll visit some parents and learn why volunteering is important here at Hunters Woods.
And finally, we'll describe the 5 C's and explain how they help us make this school a better place.
But first, we asked our principal, Linda Goldberg, to describe life here at Hunters Woods Elementary.
Our theme this year at Hunters Woods is Reach for the Stars. We encourage every child to reach his or her potential, and we do this in a variety of ways. We have an effective schools project going at the school where the teachers are involved in shared decision-making. They develop the school plan, which includes 3 committees: a professional development committee, student achievement, and a care committee. These committees are student-focused and assist us in meeting these very diverse needs of all of our children. These committees implement our school plan. For instance, our teacher committee, professional development, plans all of the staff development activities in the school. They provide shop talks on spelling, language arts, technology, and teachers come to these meetings and give the actual presentations for each other. They also prepare grants to bring additional resources to Hunters Woods School so that they can better meet the needs of students. We meet student needs through a variety of different approaches. The Chapter 1 teachers give special assistance in the areas of reading and math. Sometimes they work one-on-one with a child and sometimes in small groups. Our Reading Recovery Program has been a very successful one, and that is a one-on-one tutoring project, and it takes a very skilled and trained teacher for this. We also have after-school enrichment activities such as drama and young astronauts, track meets, different ways we try to pull in the students to get them interested in coming to school and to increase a variety of skills, not just the academic. We have a lot of additional assistance at this school. South Lakes High School students come over and work with students in reading and writing. Hughes Intermediate children also come over and help. And some of our very own staff members, including our custodian, mentors children at the school. We have an additional supply of mentors, and they come from Freddie Mac, our school business partner. They come every week, and they meet their children in the lunchroom and go up to the library and have lunch with their children, read to them, and give them that extra special support. Freddie Mac helps us in a variety of ways at this school. They support teacher grants, and the muralist that's in the cafeteria right now as we speak is creating a mural for our school, and the children are seeing on-the-job training right here. We have many parents who volunteer in the school in our publishing center, and they also are constantly learning the latest techniques that are going on in education by attending our education exploration and evening meetings, an annual evening meeting that we have, and they come to principals' coffees. They take family math courses along with their children. Our parents are very, very dedicated to the school, not only in the time they give here on the scene, but in so many behind-the-scenes ways. They're always there for us, and it just makes it such a special place to work when your teachers are constantly being honored by the parents that of the children that we serve. I think what makes Hunters Woods such a special place to be is that we are really the school of the future. Our changing demographics are here at Hunters Woods at this time, and with a wide range of different kinds of students from different backgrounds and different countries, it all seems to work so well. They get along well with each other, and they are learning from each other all the time. So I guess that's what I think is the most special part of our school. Our strength is in our diversity, and we're very, very proud of our school.
Thanks, Mrs. Goldberg. Here at Hunters Woods, computers are used throughout the school. Next, Christine Whitley takes us to one kindergarten classroom to find out how computers are used there.
My name is Christine Whitley from Miss Glenn's 6th grade class. I would like to interview Miss DeFranco about the Apple Early Learning Program for her kindergarten. What exactly is the Apple Early Learning Program?
Apple Early Learning is a series of software that incorporates a word processing program, language skills, and math skill areas.
Okay. Has it been hard for the children to learn how to use the computer?
No, actually it's been very simple because young children don't have the fear of computers that a lot of grown-ups have sometimes, and they get right in there, and most children in a couple of days can work independently on the computers.
What types of activities do you use the computer for?
We do a lot of group activities together, like morning news, which I'll be teaching later. Also, the children write stories on their own. During center time, they might go and choose a computer as a center to work on some of the skills programs.
How often do the children have opportunity to use the computers?
Kindergarten room, we have 3 computers and a printer, and that gives very easy access for the children. They're turned on from the moment we come in until when we leave, and the children are really able to use them anytime during our day.
We have heard that you have a talking computer. Can you tell us about that?
This is something really fun. It's a voice-synthesized word processing program, and so the children can hear the message as they see it written.
Do you use the computer for math also, or is it only used for language arts?
We use it for both math and language. Several different programs have been available, patterning, adding, subtracting, some simple story problems that we do together.
Can we see some examples of children using the computer?
Yes, in fact, right now it's center time and there are children over there. So why don't we go over and see? Okay, this that Emily and Richard are playing with is called Muppetville. And right now they're working on a game for visual discrimination skills and also memory skills. It's like a memory game. The windows come up and they try to remember where the other one was before. Let's see if they'll take us to a couple other places in Muppetville. Here the children become familiar with the different games and they send Kermit on his way and then they choose to go in one of the different places in Muppetville. Each of them works on a different skill. Some are letter recognition, some are numbers or math games. Okay, let's go. Did you go inside there, Emily? Okay. Okay, this one's interesting. It's difficult to hear now, but this is an auditory discrimination task where you see the musical notes. The children are actually hearing a tune, and they try to find another window where they can get the same tune. If they pick the right one, then they get a signal from the computer that it was correct. Anthony and Isaiah here are working on Muppets on Stage. Now this has 3 different areas: discovery, letters, and numbers. Right now they're in the discovery area, and it's really fun for them because they can change any of the components by pushing number or letter keys. And then they can determine the color and also the number. Ink starts the same as I. Isaiah, could you change the number of inkwells that we see? If you push another number, they change to A for alligator, and there are 9. The numbers work much the same, where they're comparing the digit with a certain number of objects, and also with the letters. I can program it to work on specific letters, to present it in different ways. They match upper and lower case. So the children know at this point how to get in and out of the different programs on their own. Another group activity that we're going to be doing is morning news. With morning news, the children generate things that they're excited about and want to talk about. It's a dictation type of exercise where the children tell me what they want to say, and most of it I actually type into the computer. Occasionally I'll invite a child up to help me with the space bar or to begin a word. It's a really good time for working on conventions of print, sound symbol relationships, punctuation. Because the children have generated their messages, they identify with them and later they're able to read them back. So it gives the children a real feeling of success, and they see themselves as readers and writers at a very early age.
The Apple Early Learning Program is used in classrooms from kindergarten through 2nd grade.
We also use computers as a way to connect us with other kids in schools across the country. Danny Davila stopped by one 5th grade class to learn more about the KidsNet program.
My name is Danny Davila from Mrs. Lawrence 6th grade class. I would like to interview Mrs. Miller about KidsNet. What is KidsNet and how does it use telecommunications?
KidsNet is a telecommunications-based science program primarily for grades 4 through 6. It is run by the National Geographic Association, and it is provided for schools so that the schools can do scientific investigation through the use of a computer and a modem. The children gather and analyze data and research, and they in turn use their scientific skills to gather that data, to graph it, to analyze it, and then they introduce the information back into the computer to telecommunicate with other students and schools across the United States and around the world.
How does the computer make telecommunications work?
Well, to be involved in the KidsNet program, you need an Apple IIgs computer, you need a modem, and you need a telephone line, and those components work together. We also use a large screen television monitor for class instruction so that the children can see what's being portrayed on the computer in a larger model, so everybody could see the results. And of course you need a printer to print out the data and the data that's received from the other schools around the country.
How many schools can be a part of the KISNET program?
Well, as many schools that have the money to be able to purchase into the program, and the schools should have Apple II GS computers or computers capable of connecting with a modem. IBM computers, I think, are capable of connecting through the modem. And right now there are about 1,000 schools in the United States that are computer ready and can sign up for the National Geographic Kids Network.
What skills do the children learn in the KISNET program and through the process of telecommunications?
There's lots of skills that the children are learning. There's 3 basic principles: the act, react, and interact. The children act as scientists. They learn investigative skills. They gather and collect research. And they act on that research by interpreting and analyzing and actually manipulating the data and understanding the data and reading what other students have provided. And they interact with other schools and other children around the United States. Why don't we go over to the table and see what some of the students are doing? They're looking at some of the products that we brought in, and they're analyzing through the use of the pH paper some of the acidic levels of different products. So let's go over, take a look. The students are examining the pH levels of a variety of liquids. Today what they're looking at is a comparison of spring water, distilled water, drinking water from school, and rainwater that they've collected in Western Virginia. And I think what Katie's ready to do is to examine the drinking water from school.
Okay. Our drinking water from school has a pH of about 5.5. And on the pH scale, that's weakly acidic.
The future of our education is so important to the children today. Technology and telecommunication is part of technology. It's so important not only for children but for teachers too. Sometimes teaching is an isolated profession. We sometimes stand alone in our classrooms wondering if we're teaching the right things. Are we keeping with technology? Are we keeping up with what the children need to learn? Our goal as teachers is to make sure that we're preparing our children for the future. And I think through telecommunications, it opens up avenues for teachers to communicate with each other, that they can learn the process of telecommunication, interact with each other, exchange ideas, and thus we can learn about our children and how we can help our children to grow. We're all citizens of the world, so our goal is to help each other.
KISNET is one way we use telecommunications to talk with schools around our country and around our county.
Parents are important members of the Hunters Woods family. They volunteer many hours of their time to work with students. Christina Reyes visited the library to see one way parents lend their support.
Hi, my name is Christina Reyes, and with me is Doreen Larson, a parent volunteer. I will be asking her some questions about PTA at Hunters Woods. Ms. Larson, how are parents involved in the education of students at Hunters Woods?
We have a very active PTA and volunteer program at Hunters Woods School. Parents are involved in working with the children in the Colt Publishing Center, in the Book It, our reading incentive program, in our Friends of the Library program. We have a very active Human Relations Committee. We have a very active Block Parents program. We have just done a very successful book fair for the children. We also participate in the Cultural Arts program for the children. We monthly publish a PTA newsletter called The Hunter's Horn, and we have the Flex Language program, which is a foreign language experience program here at the school for the children.
Would you explain some of these programs further? Why not tell us about Many Nations, One World?
With the Many Nations, One World program, parents and friends of Hunters Woods School are invited to come into the school and share the cultures of countries in which they have traveled or lived. We will be beginning that program in February, and this year, just to name a few of the countries from which our children will visit via Parents and Friends of Hunters Woods School, we will be going to Finland, Peru, Lebanon, the Middle Eastern countries, China, Japan, the USSR, and many other countries, thanks to the generosity of our parents and friends.
How does the Reading Incentive Program work?
With the Reading Incentive Program, children read books at school or at home independently, and then weekly parents come into the school and the children visit with the parents and tell them about the books that they have read that week. The parents record the names of the books the children have read in the child's Reading Incentive folder, and we are also doing this in cooperation with Pizza Hut, their Book It program, and when the children have read 4 books each month, they are then given a certificate to receive a free personal pan pizza at Pizza Hut.
Let's read the story and see what happens.
The bee. In a garden, in a tree, in a flower is a bee.
Good job.
Out of the flower, out of the tree. Out of the garden after me.
Very nice. Can I write this on here for January? Yep. You already have 5 books. Great. Thank you for reading with me.
I'm also curious about the parents' contribution to the Colts Publishing Center.
In the Colt Publishing Center, parents come in to, first of all, help the children edit the stories in which they have written. Then the parent will aid the child in typing into the computer the story that they have written, then help the child print the story. Then the story is laminated, or the cover of the story is laminated, and the story is bound for the child's own personal library or to be kept here in the school at Hunters Woods, or in the library at Hunters Woods.
Do you have any particular ways of raising money?
Yes, we have 2 major fundraisers during the year. The first one that we did this past fall was to sell Sally Foster gift wrap, and it was very successful. And in early March, we will be having Family Fun Night, which is always something that we all look forward to. At Family Fun Night, we play bingo, we have a silent auction, we have carnival games in the gymnasium, and we also serve food, and it's an evening that's always much enjoyed by all Hunters Woods students and their families.
Well, thank you, Ms. Larson, for taking time to let us all know all the wonderful things that parents do for us here at Hunters Woods.
Thank you.
Other ways that parents can get involved are fundraising, to serve as staff for Family Fun Night, to provide refreshments at school events, and to give additional financial support to other programs.
Everyone has heard about the 3 R's. Well, here at Hunters Woods, we have the 5 C's as well. Tony Young met with members of the 6th grade to find out more about this program.
Hello, I am Tony Young, and I would like to introduce you to a few of my classmates.
Glenda Bryden,
Kyra Norris,
Alan Manson,
Laura Fullwider,
David Gates.
We are here today to do a little talking about our school-wide policy, which is called 5 C's to Excellence. These 5 C's are care, courtesy, cooperation, consideration, and common sense. Let's begin with Glenda, who will talk to us about care.
Thank you, Tony. Care is about helping people. A good example is the 6th graders help the little kids by tutoring. They help them with reading and other subjects. Care, the main reason we have care is to help people when they have something on their mind.
Thank you, Glenda, for sharing care with us. Now Carl will tell us about courtesy.
I think that courtesy is a simple act of saying please and thank you to everyone and anyone. I also think that teachers should remember to be courteous to their fellow students and to other teachers.
Great card. Thank you for reminding us to be courteous. Now Alan will talk to us about cooperation.
Cooperation is following directions given by adults and working together with friends in the classroom. This is real important while planning skits.
Okay, Alan. Now Laura for consideration.
Consideration is basically a matter of thinking about other people. Treat them the way you want to be treated. Like the old saying, do unto others as you want them to do unto you.
That is using common sense, Laura, and that leads me to David, who will talk to us about common sense.
Common sense is like not crossing the street when a bus is coming. Paying attention in class and not hollering out all the time. You should use common sense wherever and everywhere and anywhere you go.
Thank you, David. Now Glenda will talk to us about the 5 C's booklet.
This is the book about the 5 C's. It shows care, courtesy, cooperation, consideration, and common sense. It also holds a little pieces about each one and what they are. On the back, it tells a little bit about how we use them. We use them in the cafeteria, and it tells what we use them, how we use them. During assembly, how we use them. During the fire drill, and how we use them.
Are any of the 5 C's hard to follow?
I think consideration is because when people are talking to you directly in the face, you might get a little bit rude.
Anybody can add on to that?
I think cooperation is a little hard to follow because if someone is like insulting you, sometimes it is kind of hard to just, keep a good manner about it.
And I also think that it's hard to cooperate with someone if you don't understand what they're talking about and they're trying to be the boss.
I think cooperation is hard to follow because if you're working together with a partner, you might not like them, and that's hard to cooperate with somebody you don't like.
I also think cooperation is kind of hard because when you're working in a group and somebody else has another idea than you want, then it's kind of hard to decide on which one to use, or which idea to use.
I think that courtesy is also hard because you can't be courteous to someone who doesn't respect you or can't be courteous to you.
Okay. Thank you all for your thoughts and your thoughts about the school plan.
We hope you have enjoyed this visit to Hunters Woods School. This has just been a brief look at some of the programs that make our school special.
To close our show, the 6th grade chorus will sing our school song. I am Latoya Richardson.
And I'm Patrick McGrath. Thanks for joining us.